tragedy, and they've been searching for a scandal to attach to it. And they failed in every attempt, so they're going to do one more. The only thing I'd add to what you say, Angela, is that McCarthy wasn't committing a gaffe in the sense of unintentionally saying something true. He was making a campaign promise. He was talking to Sean Hannity, and Sean Hannity said to him, what are you going to do for us?
Right.
He said, well, look what we've already done with Benghazi in driving on.
But he forgot that's not his role, and that's actually against the law. And he's $4 million of taxpayer money into this.
He shouldn't be doing it, but it wasn't sorry that he said.
There are two scandals associated with Benghazi. They aren't necessarily the ones they bring up. One is that why did we depose a dictator in Libya without congressional authority, without any kind of approval like that, and left a god-awful mess in its place? That is scandalous behavior. You might not pin it on Hillary Clinton above everybody else, although she definitely...
So then, by those standards, Iraq is scandalous.
Iraq is totally scandalous. Of course it is.
All right. Just as long as we agree. All right, so, but what's interesting to me is that it was not really even the worst politicized scandal of the week, which was the hearings on Planned Parenthood.
Yes.
They had Cecile Richards, the head of Planned Parenthood, and they called it a hearing. It was just a yelling. They were just screaming at her, and I want to know what was it for, because abortion is legal in America, okay? Planned Parenthood already prohibits any federal funding for abortion. So you won that one. The Sting video that got all this brouhaha going has been discredited. It wasn't real. And 7 states have investigated this selling of body parts. They find it doesn't happen. And yet Carly Fiorina, the Baghdad Bob of abortion, still repeats this. Here's what she said at the debate. I dare Hillary Clinton to watch these tapes, watch a fully formed fetus on the table, its heart beating, its legs kicking, while someone says we have to keep it alive to harvest its brain. Okay, that wasn't an abortion she's talking about. It wasn't at Planned Parenthood. It probably wasn't in America. And that baby wasn't viable. Other than that, it's completely true.
So the thing that I find interesting, not only about the hearings, but in what you kind of see unfolding, is the fact that this is a complete disaster for them. It's a perfect example of partisanship and not politicizing something. This is partisanship in action. I think, again, when you go back to what the president was referencing, this is about how to make the political process to affect change that helps people. This is just a witch hunt. It's yet another example of what the Republican Party, especially in the House, is up to. They are all about trying to create lies, tell stories, with Carly Fiorina telling that god-awful sob story on the debate stage, and then they're trying to act that out in a congressional hearing. I think...
But interesting also, Angela, there's something else at stake too. People who are passionately against abortion should be the people who are most passionately for contraception.
Right.
Because contraception is
Which is mostly what Planned Parenthood does.
That's exactly right.
They do much more contraception than abortion.
And we
They're
put
the
no
greatest
money into
abortion
abortion.
reducer.
Right, exactly.
And they also didn't spend, I don't think, enough time talking about what fetal tissue research, how it benefits us.
So much.
just for example, I just lost my grandmother to Alzheimer's in June. That is the type of things that are coming out of fetal tissue research, is Alzheimer's research, ALS research, Parkinson's disease, all the vaccinations that we've ever had come from that type of research. I don't understand how that's
Anyone like Carly Fiorina who's against it should take a pledge to say, I am so against this, I will not benefit myself, I pledge, from any further medical advances that come from fetal research. And see if they sign that pledge.
And, one more thing to remember. When the fetal tissue is donated, it's always done with the consent of the mother.
Yes.
In other words, a woman is facing a battle.
Sure.